In another lesson of stop hiring activists, okay? Amazon employees have done something that is ridiculous, and if somehow the folks that are in charge of hiring and firing for this company don't say, okay, all of y'all that participated in this, get your shit and get out. I don't know what to tell you. How many more examples have we seen of this? We talked about some of them before, where activists, they're there to be activists, and like that. What I can't remember what gaming company it was, where I think, was it EA? It might have been EA, but it was one of the most bizarre things that this has become normalized, where you had regular employees about the whole abortion topic asking EA and its executives to what their position was on this issue of like Roe v. Wade. And I'm like, I cannot imagine having a company, right? And I'm selling video games, right? That's what we do, right? And then the employees ask me some shit like that. It say basically that the company must take a position on that. The fact that you ask me that, you're out of here. You're at, like, the fact that there are people that think that is a appropriate thing is insane. No, it wasn't no, it was EA. It was EA. It was EA. That I'm thinking of for sure. It was EA. I'm not talking about the companies that had people that took positions on. No. I'm saying that it was asked. It was asked of EA to do it, and and EA basically said no. We're not interested. We're not taking the side here, and get back to work. But that's my thing. Is the fact that they would even ask that is just so, it goes to show how that is the worst demographic of people to have work for you. No matter how talented you think they are, they're the worst demographic of people to work with. Because I can't imagine that. Like, we're making whatever, no matter what the product is, the service it is that you're providing. But it has nothing to do with politics, has nothing to do with killing children. And you got activists that are like, hey, working their neck, storming in the office, sending old aggressive emails, talking about you should be taking a position. Like, I was like, all right, here's my position. You're fired. That's my position. You up out of here. Get your shit and go. Like, what? The fact people think that's appropriate is insane. Amazon employees don't hear over Matt Walsh's Johnny the Walrus and other things that they are putting out there through Amazon. They are pretty pissed. Some Amazon employees in Seattle staged a protest at the company's pride flag raising ceremony. Like, the fact that that's a thing is hilarious. Due to their frustration over the continued sale of transphobic books, including Johnny the Walrus by Daily Wire's Matt Walsh. About 30 employees draped themselves in transgender pride flags and laid on the ground at the ceremony. Footage from the event shows security attempting to disrupt the protest, but the employees refused to leave. And this is what the employees did. They laid down. These are people that work for Amazon. And as Amazon is raising a flag and making all of it, which is, again, you shouldn't have done that, Amazon. It's your own fucking fault. So you shouldn't have did the flag raising. You shouldn't have hired these assholes, and now you get what you fucking deserve. And so Amazon security is trying to stop it and stop shit. They got people that are on the payroll sitting there laying down. Right here, you can see it right here. I'm at Amazon Seattle, reported by Catherine Long. I'm at Amazon's Seattle headquarters, where about 30 Amazon employees are staging a die-in, is what they're calling it, during the company's continued sale of what they say are transphobic books. And you can see them there laying down right there. I'll blow it up for you if I can. Yeah, I can blow it up for you. As you see right here. And there's people that are laying down that work for Amazon. They are literally employees. These are not just random people. And they have covered themselves in pride flags. You see, these are the people that you guys are catering to. So Amazon tried to signal to this group of people, and it wasn't even enough. Your own employees have staged what they deem as a die-in. This is why you don't hire these people. See, all of these companies are getting ate from within. And again, I don't like using terms like that considering the month that we're in because it sounds gay. But I'm not trying to use that as some like slur or something like that. That's not why I'm saying it. I'm just saying that though this is pretty fucking gay, you have used the company to signal to these weirdos. And what has it gotten you? Nothing. Well, I guess it's gotten you a bunch of deranged employees who have no problem using the platform that you've given them to basically say you ain't doing enough. Stop hiring these activists. The group further called the pride flag. No, let me back this. A speech from the flag raising described their reason for protesting, which were rooted in Amazon allegedly spreading a culture of hatred through the sale of transphobic books, promoting and profiting off the content that advocates for the abuse of transgender children. There's no such thing as a transgender child. That's not what the article says. That's what I say. The group further called the pride flag raising a PR stunt. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You're not incorrect. That was a blatant rainbow washing, all while the retailer continued to sell content that aids and come on, Daily Wire. You can't be using that term like that on Pride Month. That aids and encourages the psychological abuse of transgender children. There's a direct line between hateful transphobic rhetoric Amazon is profiting from, the unprecedented anti-trans legislation across the United States, and the violent and often deadly physical attacks so many of our community face. The open letter continued. 2021 saw the most murders of transgender people in recorded history. Overwhelmingly, these victims are black trans and trans women of color. Double whammy there. They cited titles that inspired them to do the die-in, and one of them was Abigail Shrier's Irreversible Damage, and the children book, which is again by Matt Walsh, called Johnny the Walrus. I am the walrus. Says the letter references a video of two Amazon employees co-hosting an internal meeting discussing the book's success, calling it a bad faith abuse of Amazon systems. It goes on to lament how Johnny the Walrus became the best-selling book on Amazon. And they're mad that was. See, this is, I'm going to end it there because we got the important stuff out of the way. Number one, again, you need to stop hiring these activists. But seriously, how these people feel about folks. And why, if you wonder why a lot of content-related issues have kind of, they've hired these diversity hires and their whole idea is to moderate content. See, if it were up to the progressive social justice left, you wouldn't have a platform at all. And they understand the importance. This is where I think oftentimes, well, I can't really say Daily Wire does this because they've obviously understood the importance of this. But a lot of folks that are non-leftists have not historically. Well, they understand that if you want to own them, you have to compete with them, right? If you want to best them, you have to be involved culturally. It's just not just a political thing. Politics are the lagging indicator. They're on the downstream. So you change the culture, you change the politics. The left, however, understands and is very knowledgeable on the cultural impact of said existence, which is why they are fucking terrified in the event. They don't get scared that you run some fucking candidate. They may act as if they are. That takes a different position. Yeah, they'll of course run their interference. They'll run all of their hit pieces and all that. But what they're really scared of is people culturally competing with them. They don't like that. Well, wait a minute. There's a platform that people can make material that it's not anti-trans. It may take a different position than you do on the issue. But they don't like the fact that there's people making money off of that, number one, but also having some sort of cultural impact there. That's what they're terrified of. And this is why they work extra hard to try to stop that content from spreading, because they look at it like, well, that then impacts the masses. And they're right. They of course, would know, because what have they done? Hell, the fact that people can use terms like transgender children publicly and not face much consequence for it goes to show that, yeah, they have taken over the culture. Okay? But that's how you win. That's how you win. But also, Amazon, I don't know what they're going to do out of all of this, because Amazon at least understands to some degree they got to make some money, right? And you can't just make money off of having leftists and amplifying leftists. That's not a business strategy that really works. To just say, you know what, I am going to only cater to or allow to spread the spread of things that the authoritarian left, social justice left, has authorized. If you do that, your company is going to be broke in no time. No time flat. That is a demographic of a lot of talentless hacks, number one, but a demographic of people that also ain't got a whole lot of capital. You need the regular people. You need the families that you hate so much. You need those people to be invested in you. And some of these companies understand that, which is why they won't, even on, like, you know, this Roe v. Wade shit, you had like even EA of all people were like, yeah, we leaving that one alone. Now, there's been gaming companies that were like, oh, we'll for sure take a side. But there's also others that look at the bottom line and say, okay, yeah, this ain't the move. Yeah, we're not taking a side there, because they want money at the end of the day. This is not a lucrative thing long term. Maybe short term, but not long term. But if you are a guy that is aspiring to be great in the entertainment space, I'd encourage you to not hire activists. Or people that can't, this is more directly putting it, don't hire people that can't separate their activism from their job. I would argue that you probably should, much like the left does, probably should hire people that are more ideologically like you. It doesn't mean that they agree with you on every single issue, especially social issues. No. But at least they don't fucking hate you, right? I would argue that you probably should do that. There's a lot of talented people that are out here that do various things, have various talents that don't despise you in your fucking guts. Probably should give them a job before you give, I don't know, people that will just lay on the ground on company payroll with trans flags on them to do a die-in. You have to be very confident to do that. And the fact that y'all didn't call them in, because this is how I run a business. If I knew that there were that many employees that work for me, as an executive, I'm flying down to that. If I'm not already based out of there, I'm flying down there to that headquarters. I'm saying, hey, emergency meeting. I need all 30 of them employees to be in my office at the office at whatever time. And I'm going to fire each and every fucking one of them individually, because I want to look them in the eyes and say, hey, get the fuck up out of here. You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.